Hey, Money Reset Hub, how are you? So, we are at the end of day two. And day two, I hope you got something from that because it is actually one of the hardest things to identify those things that you just have never been paid to do. And then realize there's someone out there that's willing to pay you to do that. You just have to see the value, just like I said. And I'm honestly, I just wanted to just really just go deeper and just continue to give you, because that's been really my testimony for most of my career. And for those of you that don't know, professionally, I started as a college adjunct professor back in 2010 when life was lifing. Like, I was back then working at a nonprofit that did not pay me enough money to survive. Okay, cost of living was not in alignment with my pay. And I remember my best friend was constantly encouraging me, why don't you become a teacher? See, at the first time she said teacher, but then the second time she was like, well, why don't you become an adjunct professor? So she had to get clear with me. She had to specify. And at that time, I never saw the correlation to my ability to teach, to train, even though many years later, when I sat back and I really reflected, in every role that I've had since summer youth, okay, I'm not talking about my first job out of college, since high school. Since high school, every job that I've had, every internship that I've had, I was training someone. And see, sometimes we don't see the correlation. And this is the reason why we don't see the value. We don't see that, hey, I already have this expertise, I already have this value. And so it wasn't until life was kicking me in the butt that it was like, okay, you have to do something so that you don't go into foreclosure. And I highlighted all of the times that when I was at Interscope, I had to do all of the office training. I trained all of the high school and college interns. When I was at Summer Youth, I had to train people. I was training a lot. And so when I did that, I put that on my resume, and that's how I was able to go and put my resume out there so that I can obtain my first adjunct professor position. I don't have a degree in education. And I did not decide to go back to school to get a degree in education because I just realized that a lot of the things that, again, that we are told in order for you to be a college professor, you have to have a PhD. No, it all depends on where you want to teach. That's the reality. You want to teach at Harvard, there's still about 95% everyone has a PhD, but there's like a 5%, depending on who you are, depending on what you're teaching. If you have a specialization that does not normally have some form of like PhD, then you are able to get a position at Harvard without having a PhD and just having a master's. So there are always loopholes. And so you have to just get in alignment and realize that somewhere you're going to fit in that loophole, and you're going to untrain yourself from believing the things that people have been telling you. So, no, I never really got paid in the past. Some of you, I guess you can say I did. But internship, I did not. Right? That was pure per diem. That was contingent on my grades, things of that nature. And I just had to identify and pull that and realize there was so much value in that. Because honestly, because of that internship, one of the courses I ended up teaching at that first school that I taught was professional office skills. And a lot of that came from what I had learned and what I had experienced when I was the intern at Interscope Records. So I saw the value and I brought it forth, and it became my career, right? And this is something I've been doing since 2010. Please ignore the noise of the train going by, but I've been doing this since then, and it has evolved. It has opened up new levels. It has opened up for me to become an educational technologist contractor. It has opened up doors for me to become an instructional designer, things that I have no degrees in. So I share that because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what this could be a side hustle that's helping you to get a couple of dollars, because that is what me becoming an adjunct professor was about, was just making a couple of extra dollars so that I can pay my bills, getting paid and using that money to pay down debt. That is why I did it. Did not know that it was going to become my career. I did not know that this was going to open up new doors of a career path that I had no expertise in according to society, because I did not have a degree to back it. But I have had success in always being able to walk into these institutions and someone saying, "Oh, we need her on the team. We need her." That's how I became an instructional designer. I went to interview as an adjunct, and by the time she was like, "Have you ever thought about being an instructional designer? Because it sounds like you have experience in it." And I'm just looking at her like, "Miss, I don't even know what you're talking about." It wasn't until I got on that train and I Googled what is an instructional designer. And on the surface, yeah, I could do that. I know I could do that. And then y'all could train and fill in the gaps. But I had to realize that this all stemmed from that little girl who was super eager to share knowledge and information with people, and just stepping out of my own comfort zone when life started to life, and understand that I have a lot more control than I think I have. I could have easily stayed in that rut of not having enough and allowing that to be my narrative. But I had to take leaps so that I can do the things that I knew that I was called to do. I could take leaps so that I can get myself out of the crisis that I was in. So we have to realize, what is it that you are allowing these limited beliefs? What are you allowing? Are you allowing the lack? Are you allowing potential repossession? Are you allowing potential foreclosure or eviction? Are you allowing that because you won't look at the value? You won't look at it because, you know what, I have never been paid and it's not on my job description. And then we also have that mindset, that's not my job. Baby, sometimes that's not my job. That's your gift. That's the thing that you have naturally within you, that God was like, from birth, this is who you are. You are a teacher. You are a trainer. You're supposed to be the mouthpiece. You're supposed to be the person that's going to speak. It's going, there's a lot of things that I had to embrace and understand. Like, this is not what I signed up for. But I'm gonna continue to believe God. I'm gonna continue to trust, because you keep putting me in these positions. I'm just here to tell y'all, I want y'all to think about those 3 skills. Think about those 3 skills. What is it about those 3 skills? And what is something, and again, I want you to think about the things that you have never been physically, like no W-2, no 1099, there's no trace within any of your tax returns, but you have this talent, skill, and ability. Some of you can do hair, you can do nails, you like cleaning, you like to organize. There is a room for everything. There's space for everything. We just gotta find it. We gotta see value in it. And when we gotta trust that someone else is also going to see. But the only way they're going to see value is if you see value first. And that's the only way that we're gonna make a change and a shift in your life. Is if you see the value and then you allow someone else to see it as well. And now here comes the paychecks. Now here comes the invoices being paid. Now you're seeing the fruits of those things that others never saw. Like, I don't fault the person who I was a moderator for, because I never mandated, I was just trying to be helpful. And then I realized, in me being helpful, I'm actually doing something amazing. I'm actually utilizing a lot of skills. This is more than what, we just normally see some of these moderators doing, right, on social media. If you're on like TikTok, you might hear people say, "Oh, I have my moderators and my moderators and my moderators." They have those moderators there. But I'm gonna tell you, some of the moderators wasn't doing anything close to what I was doing. And I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, but I'm just saying, for what I was doing, I'm gonna post that video. It's actually a part of the training that I have. I'm gonna post a clip of that. But when I did that, I was shocked, like, yo, you be out here knowing how to do things. Yes, I do. And if you don't see the value, I'm going to package this up and somebody's going to see the value. And I've been working with that same company. I'm an independent contractor. They call me when they need me. I make my extra coins. Super easy side gig. Why not? So I am Tanisha Shanae, Miss Inspiration. But wait, tomorrow we're gonna be having a training, a live training. So I'm about to post a Zoom link. I'm about to post the time. It's gonna be 6:30 Central Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, which is 7:30 Eastern. I think most of the people are on the Eastern, so it's gonna be 6:30 to about 7:30. Tomorrow we're gonna go over fully just how you're gonna start using these social media, also how to find different apps and how to just start putting yourself out there and start making money with little to no money at all. Because I'm really big on that. I'm big on you having access to a lot of these things already and just allowing the opportunities to come to you. So you can knock on some doors or you can just make it super easy, and there are apps. So we are going to go over that. Saturday is going to be the more deep dive. Saturday's class is going to take place at 11 o'clock Central, which is 12 o'clock Eastern. And that is going to be like a working session. So we'll talk more about that on Thursday. But I want you to come tomorrow if you're able to. The live will be available for the next 2 weeks. So until next week, Saturday, you will have access to these lives. These lives will start to live in my community, and we'll talk about what that looks like and all those different options. But this is a taste of what the community looks like. I do these kind of classes, I do a deeper dive. You see how the videos that are being posted for each day are about 5 to 7 minutes, but you're getting more. We're going to like start. The more that I start, I want you to start fleshing out ideas as you're listening, right? So that's why I do this, because I want you to really just start allowing all of those thoughts, shake them out. Just shake them out. Go like this. Shake them out. Shake all these ideas out. You have a lot of ideas. And I want you to hang around me a little bit more. And I want them ideas to start to just come off and start seeing like, okay, I could do this. But you know what? I really enjoy doing this. There's so much more. I guarantee you there's so much more. Okay? So I love you. Have an amazing evening. And look out for the next video for tomorrow or day 3. We're definitely going through this quickly, and I hope your whole week is going great thus far.